Anyways, enjoy this, what I know is going to be a crazy trial. Here we go. Oh, I almost forgot. Part 2 is up on YouTube, so feel free to give that a watch if you have yet to catch up. It's a combination of the last 2 streams that I did for this episode. It's, I think, about 5.5 hours? Something like that. I can't really remember. It's a long one. So, luckily I didn't wait until today to combine it, because otherwise it'd be a 10-hour stream. VOD. Wouldn't you guys want to stay up for 10 hours just to watch my VOD? You guys already probably did that for my last part of Paper Mario. That one was 9 hours long. What a doozy that was to edit. Anyways, April 19th, 9:30 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt. As chipper as ever, I see, and in French no less. And the prosecution? Oh, he's back in chains. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. Probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game, as Simon says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend his honor today. Your boldness? It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. Oh no. He's roping him in again. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Please don't. Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? Gosh dang it, this judge is useless. I'll make a special exception just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. And we're off to a great start. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that... Alright, the victim, Automan Rex Kyuubi, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyuubi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. Apparently. We mind, Judge, we mind. We do. If only we can protest about that, but nope. Anyways. Hi Vic, how you doing? Hope you're well. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light, and the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. A further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Eek! Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, hehe. One more thing. to boast about to my grandchild. What the heck? How old is your grandchild? That's the real question. Oh dear. Don't encourage him, Blackwell. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Hi, Rain! Hope you're well. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. This judge... Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? Award-winning in quotes. He'd win a Emmy. Or a... Oh my goodness, what's the word? No, not a Logie. Logie's Australian. Oscar, that's the one who came to me. His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the mayor's maid Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Taro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep Lobel. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? I don't know why I went Sorry, that probably ruined your ears. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. Been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Those bailiffs need to step up their game. Because the fact that you let someone slip past 5 bailiffs is a bit concerning. Oh no. Yep. Oh no indeed. This guy is this guy is something. Like those amateurs could ever nab me, eh? Yipes! Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. Oh my goodness me. That would keep you in place. Why couldn't you just say shackle him around the ankles? By the neck, you'd just be killing him because you're choking him. Blackwell? Convicted prosecutor, by the way. With this court, I'm not surprised. Nothing surprising at this point. Yipes! No, please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Okay, well... Your statement, now. Yes sir, Mr. Blackhead. Blackhead? Oh dear, sir. He's now a paw in the face. He may be in a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping prosecutor Blackquill. Yeah, Blackquill doesn't strike me as the give-up easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. If he dies, he won't be going anywhere. Yeah, if he dies, we won't probably get a statement and then get Tenma found guilty, unfortunately, so... You know. It's both a lose-lose situation. The yokai is Jinxie. Tenma Tara's really that little maid girl. Or maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenma Tara I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on the account of my fierce reputation. I just know it. There's ghosts in this game, we can bring him back. That is very true, although we don't have Maya, so don't think we can do that. So, Tenmataro was short in stature, or we don't have... Wait. Vic, you haven't gone to the second game. Never mind, I was gonna say someone else, but... At this point, I feel like you'd be already spoiled by things. So, Tenmataro was short in stature, and that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing. Oh, go ahead, I'll forget. Pearl Faye, Maya's cousin. She can also... What's the word? I forgot their word, but basically become someone else. She can also be someone else. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees? Guys, this whole situation right now is a bit too familiar to Ace Attorney 1 with the Steel Samurai costume thing. You know? Too big of a costume, not the right size, you're gonna not look the right part because the costume is too big. Yep. Weren't no knee walking, I seen it myself. Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely, human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees, when in truth, it was simply the janitor. What is going on in that prison cell? Oh ho ho, Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost. Literally. Huh? What does that mean? The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. And here we go. Time to start the craziness. Tenmataro is really that little maid girl, ain't no doubt about it. I'm just gonna press all the statements and see what happens. Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny this so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? No, y'all got it all wrong. Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, it was, what was it again? Yipes! Ah, now I remember. Math, you know, numbers and stuff. What? He's completely under Blackwell's control too. What a strange thing to talk about. Math. In this world. Anyway, that Tenmataro was that little maid girl, so what's the difference? 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. And that's all about God. Hold it! I take it you got a good look at how tall the Tenmataro impersonator was? You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table, Netch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. Okay. I size them real good before I retrieve their valuables or something along those lines. He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court. Does the witness hold that this Tenmataro entered the foyer? Darn right I do. The little girl ran a legal stuff. I seen her when she came into the foyer. Hold it! Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the perp was short. Must have hit a raw nerve, cause I ain't that tall myself. Look who's talking, Mr. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Oh. gosh. Oh my goodness me. That's rough. He must be like my height if anything. Although I don't feel like I'm that short. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say the Tematara you still had a staff? Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, cause it went a jingle and a jangle. And where do you suppose that staff came from? The staff you say? Well, Bishop stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one. Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor. So it had to be the Forbidden Chamber. How do you know? Oh really? The stench of the bell is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Temataro. I guess that's what Filch was trying to say? Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to? No, because the key is in her dad's throat. There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place? Hehehe. Well, I've got my hunches about that. She was gonna use it to wallop me on the account of my fierce reputation, I just know it.
Hold it!
Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that? That little maid girl never did like me. She always hightails it when it comes around. She sticks those weird papers on my noggin. She probably thinks of him as a dreaded tanuki monster of QB Manor or something. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Temataro. But I have no idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Temataro, and that might be easier than you'd think. Really? Now's a chance. Our chance to expose the real Temataro for all to see. Okay. So... the key. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There's only one of its kind. So, after stumbling on the crime scene. What did it say? Yeah, so I think it'd have to be the key.
Objection!
Yep, cool. It would seem that Temataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl. Huh? How you figure that? You claim that Temataro you saw had one of the staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would be impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime. So, you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. Okay. Elephant in the room. How the heck did you get that key after? I mean, I know it was in the mayor's stomach, so it would have come out one end or the other end. And did you also deep clean that? Like really clean that? In short, the Temataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. Heck! No! What? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Temataro? Our Temataro impersonator is none other than Tenma's aide. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of Tematara impersonator.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Tematara took one of the staves out of there. In short, or staves, potato. I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I mean, I don't know, Judge. Let's just see what it says. It says, Je suis le bel, which means I am le bel. You know, doesn't that kind of imply something, Judge? Nah. I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it might. It might. It might tell us who it belongs to. Alright. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prince there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess. Bro, it's been like, what, 10 minutes? Short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, your boldness. We have the prints for everyone of everyone at the manor that day. Oh, thank you for the time saver. You called prosecutor? You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this prints. I can't read today. Analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. 3 minutes later. Just pull up those like screen cards that they have for SpongeBob. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What did the results show? What in the world? They're Florent Lebel's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me, they're Tematara's prints. Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... I thought it was going to say the judge, that would have been hilarious. Mine! Phineas Felch. Ooh. Someone just got set up.
Objection!
1 eternity later. Wait, what? What? Then Mr. Lebel wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little Tanuki. Explain yourself, now! Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pull for the hand cream from Mr. Lebel after all. So you were the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber? So what if I did? You got a problem with it? Yikes! You, full of a Tanuki. I wonder what happened. Order, order. Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean the Tematara holding that staff was Phineas Felch? Yikes! Another cat out of the bag. Ooh, he was! Oh, so I guess he wasn't wrong about the height then. Huh. Mr. Filch is Tematara? I thought for a minute Blackwell was gonna say the fingerprints turn out to be mine. That's what I thought as well. Be a massive twist of events. It's like, psych, I was Tematara. What do you think of that, guys? I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your ownership, but I was just doing what the older man told me. What? He wanted me to be Tematara in the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetales Valley Festival? I kind of forgot that happened. So that was you inside the Tematara costume? Yep, and after the event I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tematara costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And cause all them superstitions, and no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Cause of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it. Treasure? Only that its greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it? Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from the grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. Did he picklock? I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vents left of the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Oh, that air vent. That's pretty high up. Man, how high did you jump? Huh. Use that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber I did. You what? But how is that even possible? Wait a second. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. But where did it come from? And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent? What? What? Why doesn't my page keep doing that? Oh, because I keep pushing the L and the R. Oops. What? Okay. There is apparently no logic for that. So Tematara was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point. And where is that costume now? Heck if I know, and it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! Oh, no way! But maybe, just maybe. Interesting. It threw it out the window. So it looked like it was flying. Oh my goodness. I don't think it would have looked like that though. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. Why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Tematara costume through the window. A paper. Ah, that's Tematara flying through the sky? And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Tematara in the photo, it's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out, That's when the photo was taken. Are you saying someone just randomly looked up into the sky with their camera and they just so happened to see the costume fly across the sky and then just decided to take a photo of it? What? The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That was when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temotaro really was a flight of fancy. What? Yikes! Oh my, so there really was a yokai. Oh, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jixie Tema had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it! We still haven't proved him guilty. Good glowing. Glowing? Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword. Sheathing? What the heck is sheathing? Sheathing the sword a little bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. Apollo, you dummy. In one of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime, they would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
Sheathing. Putting a sword back in its sheath. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense now. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Are you for real, bro? Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. This judge and his stupid inputs. That's when I snatched the staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid girl spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the Alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Ah, don't tell me! Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Damien Tenma. Dag! Wait a second, there had to be somebody else beside Mary Tenma there. Really? And who might that be? Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. That was too many words for prove and proof. And why are you holding your hammer? up. Your gavel, rather, not hammer. It looks like he's just gonna smash someone on the head. Guys, he's gonna smash all of you on the head. He's gonna bop. No, he's not gonna smash. He's gonna bop on all of your heads. He's gonna go bop, 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 bop. Like, whack-a-mole. Sorry, I guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, but that is insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? The Amazing Ninetales! I want to say the bell, but it makes no sense. Oh wait. No, it does make sense. But I feel like that's too soon.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LeBel. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LeBel at that time. In short, Mr. LeBel's alibi has disappeared. Ugh! Florent LeBel's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat out of the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LeBel's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber, and in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi. Well, he probably just backstabbed you on that. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Oh, Jane. Oh, shucks. Mercy, your Honorship. Mercy. I really need to get my own jam emote, because the amount of games I've played with really good music... Missed opportunity. Note to self, need to get an animated music jam emote. And I also need to find something else. Find some other emotes that I could use. I don't know what else I could use. Hit him with the gavel, Judge. Oh, shucks, mercy, mercy. Yay! I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LeBel. After all, his alibi had just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. Really? Another recess? Well, I guess it's not really another, considering the 3-minute one wasn't really recess, so... You know. Shake my hand, Mr. Filch. Hello, Apollo! Welcome to the stream, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay. And I hope you are well. After which time we will see what Mr. LeBel has to say for himself. Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. That's been my reaction this entire time. That's been all of our reactions this entire time. In fact, this entire case. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LeBel about these new allegations. Hope the stream is going well so far. It's been going pretty good. It's my third stream doing this episode because I didn't know it was this long. I was kind of hoping to have finished this last week, but by the time I got up to this trial day, the day of the trial, my second stream after doing the second day of investigating and half of the first court trial was nearly 3.5 hours, and the first investigation itself was also 3.5 hours. So this coming to a total probably about close to 9 hours. Yeah, I honestly did not know this case would be very long. The first case was only 3.5 hours. This one's going for 9 hours. How did that even happen? We did it, Apollo. We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Mr. Filch is just a creature. Yeah, look at him. Just look at him. He's definitely a creature. A tanuki, for that matter. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a warrior, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. These 3D cases definitely take longer than the ones that released on the DS. For sure. All of those DS games that the original trilogy, well, I didn't really stream that because I played it so many times to the point where I was like, it's not going to be that much different for me to stream it. So I only played the Apollo Justice one a few months back. And yeah, I definitely remember doing pretty much most of the episodes in like one stream. And then I think there was like 2 of them that I did like in a few parts. But other than that, everything was just all in one episode, all in one stream. So I guess also because they added like anime scenes to the 3DS games as well, so that probably adds up to the length of the cases. Thanks, Thick. Enjoy your lurk. Thanks for hanging out. Oh my gosh, he dyed his hair again. Court is back in session. Our next witness is this green-haired dude. Need I remind you guys, his hair is originally blonde. Last stream he dyed it blue. That was absolutely atrocious, and yes, just like Thick said, he looks like the Joker now, which I didn't realize until just then, so thanks, Thick. Okay, lurking for real now. God, I hate LaBelle so much, but he's also so funny. So obnoxious and arrogant, and every other type of word you can describe this dude. Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Thank you for the follow, Apollo. Enjoy your follower emotes. Guys, I'm 2 followers away! Oh my gosh! This is getting a bit real. Ah, surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, the accused. Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Ah, so close to 250. I know, I'm so excited. This is crazy. Thanks for all the follows so far, guys. Appreciate it. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible, excuse me. Your boldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. Piffed. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Lurid? Man, this case is just showing up with all these vocab that I have no knowledge of. You know, the shoulder pads are ringing again. Well, I'm not So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry! Ahahaha! You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Drift. Peasant. How dare you accuse me of one of the beautiful people of being... Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. Oh, he broke his shackles. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Are we talking Shakespearean now? Why? Why? Bro? We're not in Shakespeare times. We're not even in a Shakespeare play. Again. Oh my. Spare me, please. Yes, spare me from all this Shakespeare. I've been done with Shakespeare for like over 10 years. So much for sturdier shackles. Look! Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. Oh, I was like blanking there. This gives keeping your head on in a court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused a death knell? You know what I speak. Ah ha ha ha! Oh certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox Chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drum roll please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors. But there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Felch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right, the mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. He confessed? Order, order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. Ah ha ha ha. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's... Are you for real, dude? This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little what? Shindig. What is a shindig? Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. Gala? Oh my gosh. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense. Ah ha ha ha. Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. Oh, it stopped raining outside. I was kind of hoping it would keep raining. Anyways, what what the bell saw. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. What? I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Ah ha ha ha. Once again, sorry. It's just, I feared of being accused if I mentioned coming up that most unpleasant scene. Ugh, why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? You better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die. Ugh, he's laying it on a real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okie dokie. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hit the hour mark. Thanks for all those lurking and hanging out. Feel free to check out part 2 of this playthrough, which is most of this episode. Yeah. Also, friendly reminder, I will be streaming tomorrow. We will be starting episode 3. If I don't finish this case, which I feel like I'm... Oh, actually, excuse me. If I finish this case today, it will be episode 3 tomorrow. Or, if I finish episode 2 today and still have a bit of time, which I don't think is likely, then I might get a little head start into episode 3 and then we'll continue on from there tomorrow. Either way, it will still be episode 3. And then Friday, I'll be doing a Pokemon stream. Doing Pokemon Fire Red. It's going to be a normal playthrough. Normal being in quotes. I'm leaving it as a mystery. But I'm hoping and praying that it works, because I did so many tests on it, because my setup is very... My setup can only do so much. So yeah. But if that doesn't work on Friday, which I'm praying and hoping that does, I will just be playing Little Kitty Big City. So yeah, fingers crossed for Friday. Anyways, we need to cross-examine this dude.
Hold it!
You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you really sure about that? Peasant, you wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not? No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers of blue, these eyes like shine like pearls, this hair like the finest silk. That looks awfully disgusting. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right. The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession?
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. You actually sympathize with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. What mirror? Checked your face? Why? piffed to behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else? Oh my goodness me. Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. Wow, what a statement, Athena. What a statement. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep our faith in our climate. Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next? Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber.
Hold it!
He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Hello, the bell speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles! Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh yes, of course. Oh my gosh, can you just rip those phones off your shoulders? Hello, this is the bell. Ah ha ha ha. Good one, sir. You are an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. The witness was focused on his testimony, not his following course. Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber. Well, after that... As I ran into the demon emerged from his prison...
Hold it!
What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see! I can't see! It's the Crystal Tenmataro! Then, he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He said eyes upon me. I was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. Can I punch him in the face? Please? I really want to punch him in the face. So was the curse of Florent Labelle rather than Tenmataro? Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Thank you, Blackwell. Thank you. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh yes, I fled for dear life from Tenmataro and... That's totally the Joker's, right? That's totally the Joker. 100% the Joker. I mean, I don't know if you saw from last stream, Rain, but he dyed his hair blue. Like, it was really blue. And his original hair is blonde. So, clearly he's giving Joker vibes. In shock, I fled down the hallway.
Hold it!
So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off toward the foyer? Precisely. Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? He's my favorite now. Oh my goodness me. All he talks about is beauty and how beautiful he is and how... I don't know. Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if Labelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen her when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right, it just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty. This is bad. Very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Okay, so it's the last statement. That's not the one I'm after. Jinxie's eyes. Wait, hold on. There was no one else in the hall.
Objection!
There we go. Nice. Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. Ah ha ha ha. What on earth do you mean? Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry, I thought that was LaBelle. Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hallway with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you want to call it. Bird thing. Eagle thing. What does it actually look more like? An eagle? Crow? I don't know. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tematara costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallway meets. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Oh yes! My eyes, my beautiful eyes! Got him now, boys! Ha! Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? Oh, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else? Isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
Foolish fop. Fop? Ouch. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to a naught before a foe with the sword of truth. Bad. Barred. Bad. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. That's a lot of perfume you're spraying on yourself, sir. Isn't that gonna ruin your face? Which, I'm not saying that it shouldn't, considering your character, but Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing him into it. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? From the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox Chamber. Oh my, so that's how it's gonna be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber? I did enter the room after the murder, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself. What? Okay. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. No, you weren't. The witness is skating on thin ice. I remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now, let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. When's the upbeat tempo music? In the Fox Chamber. I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the floating screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen? Why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so, he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. I somehow managed to pronounce that, and I hope that's right. Cross-examination!
Hold it!
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. May I tell my suit? It what? It was designed personally by me. I don't even know anymore. I'm about to give up on this dude. I was worried by my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh yes, so I entered the Fox chamber almost without thinking. Didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left.
Hold it!
Why didn't she enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes? Your shoes. Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
Objection!
That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured and you were worried about your shoes.
Silence!
Need I remind you, this is court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial pursuits. Yeah. Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the Fox chamber, but... Hear the mayor groan and hid behind a folding screen there.
Hold it!
Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do. We do. By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness. Egocentricity. Excuse me. We can deliberate his mental process another time. And Blackwell is just going at him like, punch, punch, punch. Get on with the testimony. Now. Well, regarding the murder scene. When I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying.
Hold it!
Unlurk, someone say egocentric. Yep. Yep, egocentric. Apollo's just, you know, casually called out the bell as being egocentric. And then Blackwell being like, it's okay, we will deal with his brain later. Could you describe the crime scene in a little bit more detail? Hmm? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask about is the murder weapon, the forbidden chamber, the feathers and tracks. I'm assuming I can just go through each one, so let's start with the feathers and tracks. What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks? They resulted when Tematara exited the forbidden chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that. It'll take more than two of you to figure out what's going up on there. That is very true. How many people? How many people do you think? The judge is out of the question because he ain't being helpful right now. I don't know about Athena and her hacking little hacker thingy. I don't know if you would really get much info from that. Anybody else? I can't really think of anyone. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did, and that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Filchy had to be the worst student ever. He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he? Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Is it important? Not so important. It's probably not particularly important. No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed. Alright then. I would just like to add it was a terribly grisly scene as I have described. Okay. We'll press this and then we'll go back to that statement. The mayor had been knocked out by a blow to the head. Could he really have opened the forbidden chamber in that state? Well, it did seem difficult. He was all woozy and stumbling around as he opened it. It was such a heroic effort that I nearly started to cheer him on despite myself. What? I think the mayor needed medical attention more than a cheerleader. You think he's telling the truth about being there in that room? Well, I believe he was there. The question is, when did he enter? You mean, did he enter after Jinxie fled? Or was he there before the murder? If it's the latter, that would change everything. Right, if he was there before the murder, that would make him a suspect. But how do we go about proving that? Well, I guess we ask him about what happened there. Anyway, let's press him and see what kind of info we can extract from him. Let's cross our fingers that he says or reveals something incriminating. Okay. Back we are. Over here, press, skip through all this dialogue. Forbidden Chamber. Could you please describe the Forbidden Chamber at the time? It was shut tight until the mayor opened it. You're only trying to stress that it was the mayor who opened the Forbidden Chamber. Tisk, that big lie, he opened it himself! Whoa, if it looks could kill, the bell would be toast. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Nope. Wonder what you would say about the weapon.
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was that statue the alderman used to bludgeon. Bludgeon? What the heck is that word? Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. You liar, how did you know about it? Oh right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Yes, because he didn't see it. You liar. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that to be added to the testimony. The statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the merger. I'm still skipping that word.
Hold it!
A token of goodwill? Are you referring to the Fox and Demon statue? Yes, the statue the alderman allegedly used to strike back at the mayor Tenma. The mayor trampled down that word goodwill only to be clobbered by its symbol. It's quite ironic, don't you think? And that's when the symbol of goodwill was transformed into a symbol of conflict. Okay, so we know that one's wrong. Bada bing, bada boom.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the merger. People are gonna be like calling me out for skipping that word. I just don't want to mispronounce that. Sorry, just adjusting the chair. Unless someone can tell me how to pronounce it, then I will pronounce the word, but otherwise I'm not saying the word. something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Donor, explain yourself, and make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form. That was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. Eep! The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, why could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? Pift, what do you mean? Where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the older man was murdered before it was broken. How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? No, I'm just calling him out, saying that he shouldn't have been in the room, Judge. Of course I am, you dimwit. Yes, I am. Wright LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex QB. Ink! Look at his pose, my goodness me. Order, order. Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Ink! How could she possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we need. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now, admit it. Ugh!
Silence!
Oh great, now what? Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancy peacock. Dang, you went from dandy to peacock. My gosh. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo. Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman QB told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Ah ha ha ha.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not have possibly been in that locked room. Egg. No! We are so down in it. Silence, 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 silence! In the name of the court and law, I demand silence. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is uncontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your boldness? Does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence!
He didn't even get to say a word. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. But... Your boldness? This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. No, please don't. This court finds the defendant Damien Tenma Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. He's back. Caw. It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counselor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces. Counselor? Oh, right, he must be mean. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him. It's no good, I can't restrain him. Pop. The bailiff needs to be sacked. Him, including the other 5 that couldn't get Filch, because... Man. Caw, Nomi and despair. Ryan Temataro, Demon Lord of the Yokai. So what are those beads around his arms? Mr. Justice, do something! Since when am I responsible for court security? Since no one in this court is smart enough to do anything themselves, a party like this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way. Very well. Still, I believe testimony by yokai is unprecedented, but in the legal world. Unprecedented. My gosh, I'm struggling to pronounce that word. In absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Temataro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Caw. The ruler of demonkind. There's that upbeat music. I'm just gonna drink some water. Okay. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Temataro, ruler of demonkind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the 9-tailed fox. That's it. Oops. I hit my mic by accident. So is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed all was in darkness. And the part about Temataro and the 9-tailed fox being there. Yes, that too. Temataro towered overhead, and the 9-tailed fox glittered gold. Dad! I caught Annabelle Bliss, Your Honor! It would seem the defender's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy, as if half dreamt that happening lingers in his mind. Yes! We're hacking! Apollo, maybe I can help you. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The Discord. Guys, join the Discord! Where you can get some updates and share some stuff if you feel like it. Or just hang out and chat in the Discord. The Discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Thanks for the command, Vic. Oh, by the way, Vic, I did see your message on Discord, referring to the Haikyuu thing. Good luck, watching Haikyuu. There's like 4 seasons and 2 movies, I think. So you got a lot to watch. Barely conscious of Damien amid the darkness. Suddenly two yokai did appear. On one side I was Tamatar, in kind. Why are you happy about this? That's the right button.
Got it!
I have to tell you, you have to brace yourself if you're gonna binge watch all of it. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you should not only experience shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence, and then there was light. Let there be light! On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tamataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, the darkness that you were in happened to be here. Don't tell me he was in the chamber.
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering temple, you say? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue. Why yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp. But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo, it's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah, I do believe, I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was... the amazing nine-tails. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm very lost. Very, very lost. What? The amazing nine-tails? At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the amazing nine-tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. 60%. Same, Apollo. I'm sorry I asked. The amazing nine-tails? But that was the victim, Alderman QB, right? It will all come together. I mean, I know it will, but right now I'm like so lost to the point where I'm just like, I want to give up. These people, guys, just like my stream title says, people be yapping and yapping like there is no tomorrow. I didn't add that end part, but kind of wish I did. Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. And caution, There we go. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tematara loomed overhead. Okay. This is quite a pose. Everyone just soaked this picture in. Oh my goodness me. What on earth? Anyways, why is he happy about this? Oh, actually, wait, no, why is he sad about this rather?
Got it!
When the amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Oh, so either one would have worked. Okay. What am I looking at? You know, what are we even watching in this case right now? That's the real question. Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red. when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicitly jeez Louise, wash over me. Almost there. A cape of red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Hey Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Blood. Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory in a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look at contradiction. Here comes justice. Barely conscious is Damien in the forbidden chamber. Amid the darkness, a lady statue with over hairs, only the door open, a shaft of light did appear in the gloom. Amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. It wouldn't be a cape though. Is it meant to be a cape? I feel like it'd have to be this photo. But I don't know. Let's try the photo and see.
Objection!
There we go. Okay, good. I was on the right track. You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red, not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my what? Upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. Okay. I was gonna say, are they missing a word? It makes sense now that I read it out loud. Upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so. And remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. Probably his own blood when he got thwacked. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of as well. So the red's probably so the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been? Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? I mean, blood? That's the only photo with blood. I would assume it's that photo.
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the Alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood. The statuette. No, the statue wouldn't have worked because he got hit on the head with that and he was already unconscious at that point. so I don't think it would have been the statue. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales, the Alderman's bloody body. Eek! Oh my goodness me. That is a scary image.
Bye-bye.
His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does that mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Curie? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Boy, don't think this is strange. The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said naught about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. Ack, you just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. Oh, I'm seeing the connection. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? He explained the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's. Yes. I'm going to assume yes. Yes, of course I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Stone. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. Eep. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So let us consider the following question. When did she arrive? If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? My only guess is that LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. That's my only assumption at this point, because everything else doesn't really make sense. Jinxie was already confused as it is, so it wouldn't make any sense to that. She got the rooms mixed up. I don't see how you would do that as the maid, so... This one. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dodo. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? Ahaha. I think I'll pass back. Oh, maybe it's not the disguise. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict, if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Pilot, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. What does that even mean? Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? Since when? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove the disguise. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Oh. Blackmailed. Rosa's mask is more precious than... Are you saying it was... Who's... what? And what about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? We got it all backwards. Are you telling me Tenma is actually the amazing Ninetales? I am. Oh my gosh, this is... Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your boldness? I see no need to further indulge them in this silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
I do have proof. Do you now? Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that would turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. I'm just gonna save, because that was a lot of dialogue. It might have been at the crime scene. White hair inside. Nope. I mean, the mask is the only thing. Is it?
Take that!
Oh, it is. Or it isn't. Gah! What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash. We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Valley. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales. What is this? Oh my gosh. You had best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where did you derive such a far-fetched conclusion? Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. This is, quite the image we're looking at. Oh boy, these images are getting more silly than ever. even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent Lebel in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. Lebel has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
Apparently cream can make your body change shape. A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. Yeah. Where? This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. Lebel entered the room where the mayor and aldermen were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, X marks the spot. That's when Mr. Lebel killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes. He has spare clothes? What on earth? And completed the disguise by donning the Amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. Lebel then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. Ah, so then... the person who said, I killed Alderman QB was... This is so dumb. Yep, that was Florent Lebel in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now, stop your jabbering and...
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Ugh. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. Lebel, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the Amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... Right, it was Lebel opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. Lebel opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Targ disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. Lebel then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. This is so complicated. The amount of effort you need to do all this work is... oh boy. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. Lebel threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence!
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Ninetales. Yeah, this is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. Insane and ludicrous. No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent Lebel more than qualifies. Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am. Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. Lebel is arrested. You are the Amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Bye. Gosh dang it. I really want to punch him in the face. Ah! You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection!
What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just a theory. And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tematara right here and now. What? Why, you would dare reveal the secret? My good friend the Alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it? The truth behind Tematara? What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say I am the real? I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you. Dang.
Objection!
Wait, will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma would do anything to keep the truth behind Tematara a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth? Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Pilot, don't you dare give up now. I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not? And he's back. Oh dear. The amazing Ninetales' true identity. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. Mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I would expose the truth behind Tematara right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Valley, just as the superstitions say. If only we had that book. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Valley made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, the bell's going to expose the secret behind Tematara. Arg, we are so close, I know it! I know we're so close! This is so frustrating. Alright, so can I just press every single statement then? So close, I know, I can feel the end. We're so close, translation, we're about halfway through the case. Oh gosh, please no, we're way past the halfway mark for this case. If anything, we're probably halfway through this trial. Which, please no. I think I might just have to press every single statement, though I don't know what harm that will do. Yeah, might as well just press every single statement. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the amazing Ninetales. I know he used his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder.
Silence!
Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you?
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight. Sorry, but I heard about the statue for Alderman QB. You don't... Oh, wait, I just realized his hair. I just realized his hair went back to normal. How did he wash it off so quickly? If you don't believe me, just ask him. He's dead. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead? Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. Ew, don't say that. That's disgusting. Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? Please. I wouldn't mind at all. Wait in line, because I'm going first. No, me. I'm going first. Temper, temper. Anyway. Okay, so I can just press every single statement then. The only nonsense here is this court is you and your assertions. Tisk tis, such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me. Same. Go for the throat. Fifth, I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help the blossom within your bloom. Heck! You liked that, didn't you? No, I hated it. Enough jabbering up blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Please. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. Can we invite the jury to get a swing in too? I'm sure they'd join it. Yeah, sure. Just get the Apollo, and then Athena, Blackwell's already in, Taka the eagle, or his hawk, I think it's a hawk. Let's just exclude the judge, because the judge isn't really being helpful. The jury... that's 5. Well, how many people in a jury? I guess it depends on the case, right? Anyways, and then the rest of the gallery. You know, the people in the gallery, so that's like... what? 20 people? But if he did admit to such nonsense...
Hold it!
You'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence!
The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing visage of yours, then... Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat, and...
Hold it!
And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Tematara? Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tematara. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Yeah, why? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated so much, he shared the secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tematara. That would just bring ruin upon Ninetales Valley. Do not gaze upon Tematara, do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly! Telling others what Tematara looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Isn't that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And that truth is Tematara is a great greed, inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle of the Ninetales Valley is all about. Tematara is a great fortune? Come to think of it. Only that it's greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it, said there's an amazing treasure in there. Could Tematara actually be Forbidden Chamber treasure? That is... I said it so many times and I'll say it again. This case is a mess. Telling the villagers that Tematara is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tematara exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tematara exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tematara exists. So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tematara? Yes, I suppose so, but that's wishful. Oh my goodness me. This is LaBelle. Yes, you don't say. As long as Tematara exists, huh? How's the mayor supposed to admit his secret identity now? Well, we'll have to find a way to make him say it, or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere. That last statement, but what do I press there? I mean, what do I present? Excuse me. Oh my gosh, it says final cross-examination. Thank goodness. Is it this?
Objection!
Oh, it is. I was like, that's the only thing I haven't presented. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tematara no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tematara no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tematara no longer exists. But I guess you didn't know to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tematara no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Tematara has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Felcher's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that it is moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less. No! My beautiful golden Tematara was... The greed inspired by Tematara can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Valley. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tematara, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tematara's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tematara is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales. Huh? I don't see it. Oh, that scroll. Right. I was like, I don't see it in the scroll I have. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Valley land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as cursed upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus, it was that the yokai Tematara came to be. So Tematara and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tematara made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say, the love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Valley, a thing so terrible that Tematara, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tematara would never seek to take over Ninetales Valley in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Okay, Judge. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tematara no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Oh, can you just shut up? LaBelle. No, don't do it! Please, no! Thank goodness. Be gone, you demented demon. Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales is indeed me. Ah ha 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 ha. And that means Jinxie. Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the fox chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetales masks? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent's idea from the start. Oh. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh. Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than the Bell scheme. Is that meant to be a reference to something? Because I have no idea. Rube Goldberg machines. What the heck is that? Time to Google. And also just rest my voice because I can feel it going. Rube Goldberg machine. Oh, Rube. Excuse me, not rude. Oh, that's what they are. I did not know they're called that. Overly complicated machines built to do simple tasks. I did not know they were called that. That's so funny. Why? Wait, where's the origin from? Oh my gosh, guys, it's named after the American cartoonist Rube Goldberg. Oh wow, so intricate. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Oh, well, you learn something new every day, right, guys? Unless some of you already knew that, in which that case, ignore what I just said. I don't know who Rube is, but I respect him. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw. I thought he was gone. What the heck? The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman QB, but Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Yuck! Ah! Hey! No! Did we finally get him?
Silence!
Oh my gosh. Can you shut up, please? Justice, don't I? You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you decide to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? I know, same. Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. What? After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. This judge has not said anything for like 5 minutes. And he comes up with that. Why? Right. Yeah, right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Did he say something else after? No, he didn't. Now, present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Do I have anything? Oh, hey, we figured out how the color is washed out. Well, isn't available to public. I wonder. That's the only thing I have not presented. I know I said that for the statue, but this is actually the only thing I haven't presented. So, I think it has to be this. He's trying his best. Yes, unfortunately, this is his best. His best is only so much we can expect, right guys? Evidence? I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. What the heck is this? A brain blast? Jimmy Neutron! Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the older man was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. Come to think of it, I probably did forget about this whole whatever this is right now, so that's probably why I don't remember. Got shocked from this. Also, we all thought the older man was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales, but as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damon Tenma. That's why when his daughter, Jinxie, saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside provide any clues? The mask. Oh, I know, the Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? Patch of golden fur, white hair. I've already caught on, guys, in case you haven't. Who does it belong to? LaBelle. The white hair is LaBelle's. Alright, that hair's Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. He's getting white hair. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present this to the court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby, excuse me. Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we know now, is Mayor Tenma, so that is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had a hideous white hair like that.
Silence!
Then why are you dyeing your hair so much, boy? It would appear your coup de grace... Grace? Your coup failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another. Nice, nice phrasing there, Blackwell. His cup of grass.
Objection!
Just, you know, digging out a cup of grass. Coup de grace. Ah, that's why I was like, why is my brain not processing it? Coup de grace, thank you. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. This. Let me just save though. Conclusive evidence. We are so close, guys.
Take that!
Thank you. Arg! That's... What's that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside. What's this? Are you saying that preening Peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Valley, we now have a real-life expose. I fixed myself with that. The white hair in this mask is conclusively evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Oops. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex QB. You peasant! How dare you! Ah! Oh my gosh, you profound my beauty! Oh my goodness me! Your makeup? That was a lot of perfume. Oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure this guy's like 30. Yep. 33, huh? Too much perfume. Yeah, probably. Okay. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out? LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million? Oh, and he's in a bit of a laughing fit. I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me, I'm done! Oh dear, there's the laughing fit. Okay, so, this is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated? That whole courthouse is gonna smell like perfume for weeks. What kind of perfume though? That's the real question. What's the scent? What should we make the scent smell like? Just so that it doesn't reek. Or pretend it smells like. Washed up? Is he ever good to be good? Washed up? More like swamped. Here comes the Joker arc. Order in the court. Oh my goodness me, guys. Undetectable. Wow, this is quite the unexpected outcome. Unexpected is the word for this case. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like the other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. What the heck? Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Oh my goodness me. Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. Thank you for the hydrate. Speaking of... Very good timing there. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmataro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to the Ninetales Valley. The Bell set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the Amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. So technically it was all Filch that ruined his plan. Cause... oh well, it's not really Filch, but rather Filch's grandpappy. Cause the gold wasn't even there. As I explained that, the judge has already asked that question, I'm not even paying attention. Nice. I see, but what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. Too bad for him, someone else had gotten it first anyway. I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. Thank goodness. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty.
We finally did it! Oh my gosh!
Oh, jeez Louise. We're free! Hallelujah, we're free! Court is adjourned. Jeez Louise, man! Oh, do I even start case 3? We never have to see Filch or LaBelle again. I agree. Anyways. Oh hey Phoenix. That was some seriously good luring, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Really? You. Okay. Hehe, just got lucky I guess. Oh my gosh, we get to see the sun again. Yay. The sun! Ah, it shines so brightly. As long as it's not reflecting from the judge's bald head. You banished Tenmataro from Ninetales Valley like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero, but if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was completed and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. This is way too much planning involved. It's so beautiful. What an insanely intricate plot. Thank you, Athena, for literally saying the thing I just said. There. Caw. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval. Why are you still acting like Tenmataro again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not concern me? Tamatara, be gone! Yeah. Jinxie? Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Papa, you're finally back! Yes, it would seem Tamatara is no match for you. I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Oh, look at that smile. No. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the amazing Ninetales will have to retire though. Aw, how come? Yeah. Once everyone hears I'm the amazing Ninetales, my fanbase will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people, another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue. Hehe, I think you've misjudged yourself. I'm going to save, because I don't want to give the wrong answer. Take a look outside! Say now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Maid Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. My giver the mask?
Take that!
Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting! Oh gosh, no, please.
Ninetales Veil forever!
Oh, it's Veil. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Whoops. In all fairness though, I do have friends that has their surname spelled as that, and they pronounce it as Valley. So I was completely misled. So it's Veil. Okay. Well, people are gonna ridicule me on that. Ninetales! 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 You spelled Ninetales wrong. Get it? Because Ninetales is also a Pokemon. I'm sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the murder is no longer an issue. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. Plus, the amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay people, now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. I'm mentally drained. This case was a doozy. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday? But that's concerning. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. I'm now getting hungry, I'm not gonna lie, my tummy's already starting to growl. Oh dear. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that in the only direction you're Apollo! Someone slap Apollo this instance. That is not cool. Very funny. When I've got a hollow leg, I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha! Just let him try to stick on me. Alright already you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. How do's noodles? Eldine's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a ball from there ever since Mr. Wright told me all about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Eldune! Yay, thanks boss. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Literally. Mr. Eldune's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 balls would kill a man. That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark cold night that was to come. End. You guys can't see it, but it says end. Until next time! Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with episode 2. You mean that case was in the Dark Ages? Oh my goodness me, definitely felt like an age. Oh, wait. Sorry, I just choked on my saliva. I'm that relieved I choked on my saliva. So, I would like to start episode 3, but my brain is completely fried from that. Oh my gosh. That was a case for sure. But yeah. I feel like this is definitely gonna be the bottom case. If I were to rank it so far, this would be near the bottom, if not the bottom. No one can blame you. Thank you for the hydrate again. I just... I'm not kidding, okay, but I was literally in my head yesterday. I was ranking the Ace Attorney games in my head because I've already played this. I'm just replaying this as well as Spirit of Justice. And then on top of that, I think it was a tweet. I saw that there was like a tweet. Someone said that like, oh, in Ace Attorney 4, like Apollo had this like relationship with Phoenix where he came to realize that your role models won't necessarily be as you think they are. So it was still like kind of not really unstable, but it wasn't strong, if that makes any case at all. You'd have to kind of backtrack to Apollo Justice, the game. So then the last remark was like, did the makers of Ace Attorney 5 and Ace Attorney 6 not play Ace Attorney 4? And I was just like, that kind of does make sense, considering the way that they ended Apollo Justice was on an interesting kind of point in their relationship. But yeah, so far this game from is something. I don't remember it being this hectic, but I hope you guys are enjoying it, the playthrough nonetheless. I'm having a good time, you might say. Yeah. I will be back tomorrow, starting episode 3. We'll see how far we get into that. Hopefully the investigation is not that long, because I really want to get through that episode as quickly as I can, so then leading up to September, then I can actually finish on time before Echoes of Wisdom comes out. I'm not going to play investigations until later in the year or next year, so you guys will have to wait for that. Sorry. But yeah, once we're done with tomorrow, then Friday we will lighten up the mood and do some Pokemon. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Fingers crossed on the Pokemon again. Fingers crossed, guys. Just hope and pray that Pokemon will work on Friday, because I've been so excited to do this for so long, and I just was really scared about how it was going to run on stream because of my very limited stream setup. But anyways, you know what? We'll do a little sneaky peek on what episode 3 is going to look like. Let me just save again, and then we'll have a look at the preview for episode 3 so that we know what's coming. Okay.
Themis Legal Academy, a prestigious high school with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
Well, that was an interesting preview. Okay, let's just go back to the menu. Save your progress. Don't save. You haven't saved. Yes, I've already saved earlier. Ooh, mystery! What a surprise.